What's up? This your girl Kat St. John. Shout out to A1 Hip Hop. We about to get an exclusive interview with me, and let's go ahead. Let's dive into it.
Now you're a woman of business. As they go to your gram, they see you got this going on. Tell the people how important business is and what you have going on, your entrepreneurship.
Well, business is very important to me because that's how I survive. So I had to take a small break from music. When I say a small break, I mean just not consistently putting out music, not consistently like making this my whole life. Because you can make music your whole life to the point where you're broke and you have nothing. And then you're sitting around asking everybody for money, asking everybody to support you just this one last time. And I didn't want that for myself. I never was like that, but I could feel myself trying to go that direction. Well, let me just ask this person because I know I'm gonna blow up one day. Like that's how I really felt. But then I had to jump into reality and realize like I may hear a masterpiece, but the other people may not hear that. You know, I may think everything I wrote is a hit, but it may not be a hit to them. Does that make sense? So I was like, you know what? I need to get my money up, get my pretty up, and do what I need to do and make sure my business is right so that when I execute stuff on the music side, I don't need nobody financially. I just need people around me to help me make the right choices with my finances. So is important for me on that aspect. Also, I have a lifestyle now to where I can't slack because now the average person is paying $3,000-4,000 a month for bills. My average monthly bills are almost $20,000 to $30,000 a month. So with businesses that I'm running, people that I'm paying, staff, so on and so forth. So for me, it's not something that I take lightly. Business is very important because it's also in charge of paying for bills for other people that are also connected to me. Yeah.
What is the summertime? Oh, let's talk about your fitness.
Oh,
Because that's within the business that you do as well. Let's give the, because it takes a process to work out and get fit, especially with it being summer. Let's talk about the new fitness line.
so with fitness, I had to make up in my mind. It's crazy. This is a crazy story. I had to make up in my mind that I wanted to get healthy. I did not want to be on a diet. I did not want to say, "Oh, I want to lose weight real quick," because I had been doing that. That wasn't working for me. So, in the midst of me deciding that I wanted to make a life change, something had to click in my head to say, this is just how it has to be every day for the rest of your life. So it's a life change that I wanted to make. So with making that decision, first it came mental. And then from there, I started learning more about the body. I started learning more about like, okay, how can I lose weight here? How can you lose weight a little quicker, but still safe in the right way to where it stays off? How can I curb my appetite? Like things like that. What type of foods does what? You know, okay, if I do natural juicing, just berries, it's gonna help keep my skin tight while I'm losing weight. Like there's things that I researched. So then it went from there, and as I'm doing that, I'm noticing a lot of businesses that I do have was making me stressful, which hinders you from losing weight. So I was like, man, I want to get an e-commerce business that can put me in a position where it can eventually run on its own, relieving me of a lot of stress. So it was crazy because I spoke it, and this guy, his name is Benoit Benson. He basically came to me. He's like a brother to me. So when I say this guy, like you guys don't know him, but he's like my brother to me. So my brother came to me with an opportunity to purchase a business dealing with waist trainers. And at first I was like, why would I buy a business with waist trainers? Like, when he said the idea of it, he was like, nah, the waist trainers are the colors of people's skin tones. Like, ain't nobody doing that. And I'm like, you right. Nobody's doing that. So I was like, let me see it. So he showed it to me, and instantly I was sold. Of course, we negotiated and things like that. And, it's crazy because when I went in to buy this business, everybody that was a part of it, like everybody's like, oh, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Da, 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 da. But if it's not on paper, don't expect nobody to do anything. That's all I'm saying. Don't expect nobody to support you. Don't expect nobody to push your brand like you doing. Don't expect nobody to do none of that if it's not on paper. So for me, I dropped the ball on that in a lot of ways. And like I said, I hold myself accountable for things like that. But what I can say is that he offered me a business that was owned by an influencer. I did not know initially that it was owned by an influencer. The influencer name was Quay, right? So it was Quay's business. They was already pushing this, and Quay had so many other things going on. He just didn't have time to nurture the business anymore. So I went ahead and purchased it. And I felt like the purchase was the beginning to an e-commerce store / Shopify store that I had to live by it now. So now, if I wanted to stop, I was forced into continuing to be great with my health, with how I'm living, with what I'm doing. Now, I'm already great with inspiring people, encouraging, giving back, helping. That is naturally in me. But weight loss, man, oh my God. I was always up and down, but I'm like, who gonna take my business serious if I'm up and down? And if they're gonna be following me, I need to know where I'm leading them to. So I'm like, okay, girl, you got this business. You need to do the most with it. If it's about waist trainers, you're gonna have to wear them. You're gonna have to see how it feels. So I didn't open it immediately. There was so many factors that went into why I could not open it immediately. But one of the main factors was that I wanted to make sure that I actually liked the product, and that the product, to know sizing, to know how the side effects were, to know if it really worked, so that I could really advertise it as my own and be proud of it as my own. So the company name is called Body Tones. So when you think of body tones, you think of just the tone of your skin, you think of the body, right? So from there, I decided, even though we have waist trainers, what else can I add to this product line to keep the average person coming over and over and over again? Because let's be honest, waist trainers, once you get a waist trainer, and if you get a good one, and these ones are amazing, you don't need another one. So how can I get them to keep on coming back? So that's when I started adding products and things. And my most cheapest product is selling the most. It's called the candy wrap. The cheapest product is selling the most. And you know what? That cheap product that is selling is bringing people to my site, and it's making them buy other things. That cheap product that was not even a part of the initial business that I bought. So sometimes God will bring you to the well and you be like, I don't know what to do. And he'll be like, just hold up, hold tight. I'm gonna give you something else. So even though the idea of the waist trainers, the colored nude waist trainers, whatever color of your skin tone, was amazing, I had not executed the idea on how to actually sell them, other than just wearing it and showing that I'm actually using it. So that's when my creativity kicked in, my business mind frame kicked in, everything kicked in, and was like, girl, if you don't do something quick, this business is gonna go down. So to imagine that I found a product to add on to the products I was already selling to make the company actually sell was amazing. I went from making $78 a day, not even that. Sometimes it would just be, they would just buy the cream just to say they supported me, which was okay with me. I was okay with them buying anything because I needed to get out of the hole. Mind you, I purchased this business for over 6 figures. So I'm trying to make my money back, okay? Not only that, I had to put more money into it just so that it could run effectively. And so now I'm in the position where I'm like, okay, something has to give. So now we went from just the waist trainers where we were selling one a day or one every other day or one every 3 days to now we're selling almost 20 products a day just off of that one product, bringing people to the site. So these are gifts that God will give you if you just sit back, be quiet, pray, and believe. So I was like, wow, this is crazy. So then I started coming up with the idea of how can I save the people that's coming to me money? So I see the three things that they're buying. They love buying these things. How can I get them to buy it more? Make it cheaper, create a bundle deal. So now I'm creating the bundle deal so that now you can get all three. One of the items essentially is free if you think about it with the discount they have. So these are the reasons why being a business person, being creative helps you. So because I'm a creative person, it made me create the idea. So when you look online, somebody else is selling something like that. It's a young lady that I did do my research after I started selling them. I saw she was selling on Amazon for $29. And I'm like, I'm selling it for $15, number one. Number two, she called it the a plastic wrap. I called it the candy wrap. See, with us, we like themes. We like things that make you feel good about yourself. Like, girl, you the candy. You got to wrap that candy. It's the candy wrap. You see what I'm saying? You need the candy wrap. And then when I'm able to show the visuals that it actually works, oh, God, they went crazy on it. Like, I literally, like, did it first before I started. I didn't just say, hey, it's a new product. Let's sell it. I'm like, let me use it. Let me make sure it works before I start investing my money in this, and let's see. So when I first started off, I only bought 300 because I'm like, you know what? We might get a few people here and there. Sold out in 1 week. Sold out in 1 week. So I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. So mind you, as I'm thinking of that, I'm like, okay, boom. I got to order more. So it took a couple days. I got to order more. And now that I got to order more, now I got to come up with, like I said, that's the bundle deal came after that. So it's called the Candy Wrap Drip Pack. So it make you sweat so crazy. Oh man, it make you sweat so crazy. My waistline went from to so fast. Listen, I was so tempted to wear my waist trainer on stage. I should have wore it, but it didn't match with my outfit. But I would have kept that mug on. Like, that's how good it worked. But man, when I tell you people started supporting it, and again, these are people all across the world buying my stuff. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. And mind you, again, this is not something that was planned. All this stuff was because I spoke it. I spoke it. It was like pushed onto me. Like, it just came to me because I spoke it. So words are powerful. But yeah, with that business line, I'm wearing body tones right now. Also, too, we had to add clothing because I wanted to make it an essential line where basically your daily essentials are there. So us women, we like to wear workout clothes all day long until we gotta go somewhere, right? We like to wear stuff we could just throw on, 2 pieces. We love 2-piece, matching 2 pieces. So I kind of got a bunch of matching 2 pieces, threw it in there, stuff that I felt comfortable in because I'm on the thicker side. So I wanted to make sure thicker women felt good. So I kind of got stuff like that, threw it on the site, and every day I'm getting like crazy sales. And the thing is, my prices are not that much. So we're hitting from $500 to $1,000. I've only been open for 2 months. So $500 to $1,000 a day for 7 days a week, that's good. Although I have not recouped everything I put into it, it will come. It will come. And no business you start is gonna pop off day one. For lucky people, it may. But I mean, I already went into this knowing that, hey, it's going to be a little time, but you're going to get there.
Now, who are 2 artists that inspire you to be who you are right now?
So I can't really say there was 2 artists because my mother, we grew up in the church, right? So in the church, like, our family was the type of family that we entertain. We're loud. We do the most. We extra. And it's like the person in the family that did the most got the most attention because it was so many of us. So I remember my mama used to say, well, if you don't say nothing, I don't know. If you're not loud enough, I don't know. You know what I mean? And then she would have us do talent shows on the fire mantle. And we was basically in competition, like in that moment, like who can entertain my mom the most? Who gonna get the kudos, the flowers, the acknowledgement of you did good, right? So boom, we on the mantle. It don't matter if the lights was on or off. We performing on that mantle, right? So boom, whoever performed on the mantle the best was the one that got that extra attention from my mom that night. My mom had 10 kids. So sometimes when she got off work, she tired.
That's the Jackson shit.
Yeah, she was tired. So with that being said, it's like, I want my mama's attention. So I'm gonna try my best to do the best. It was like me, my sister Liz, my sister Tara, even our next door neighbors would come. And then my mother started a choir that was basically with the gang members in the neighborhoods. So all of the Crips, my mama did a choir, and we would go to all of the old people's housing, the complexes, the little facilities where they hold all of the elders there, the assistant living places, and we would sing. And so really my environment inspired me. And then eventually I would find out my mother also did not allow us to watch TV a lot. So I was a real weirdo. I was a real weirdo. Like I was weird. Like when I would go outside, it was like candy to me. Like, oh my, like I was all over the place, and I remember people used to call me weird and they used to think I was odd because a lot of stuff that people had already seen, I had never seen before, or I was not exposed to that because my mother made sure she kept us at the point where we were very, very, very secluded from a lot of things. Yeah. So when we were able to start watching TV, I remember like Martin. I remember like seeing Mary J. Blige on the TV. I remember seeing Destiny's Child. Like it was crazy. I just remember all these things like, oh my gosh. I remember we used to run to the TV, and on Saturday, we finally got to watch TVs on Saturday and Sunday. And so this is also what made me creative because my mom did not allow us to watch TV and just be a part of everything. Like she made us read. She made us read books. She made us cook and clean. And these things have molded me now. You see what I'm saying? We got them whoopings like everybody else. We got in trouble like everybody else. Listen, there was no difference. The only thing is that when you have 10 kids and you're doing a lot of it by yourself, you have to find ways to creatively not have certain things. So I feel like my mother was always the type of person to educate us and to always put us in the position where we knew on the book side, but not the worldly side. Does that make sense? So I appreciate her for that, but that kept me creative. And even to this day, I'm still creative. Like, I love colors because we didn't have that many colors. Like I remember purple was the only color. I remember these purple sweatpants. I would wear them like 3 times a week because they had so much color and so much life in them. And I just wanted my life to be like that. And I felt like the only color we had was in our personalities. Does that make sense? So now, even as a grown ass woman, like colors is like everything to me. So it's weird how people think that your childhood doesn't affect you in your adulthood, but it really does. It really does. Yeah, it really does. Yeah.
Now, it's summertime. We in Houston. What is the best, I don't want to say pickup line, but if a guy wants to approach Miss Cat St. John, what is a nice approach or something that would make you be like, go on a date with you here?
Oh, man, I don't even know, man. Man, I can't even say because I feel like, let me say what a good pickup line would be for my friend, because for me, you're not going to be able to pick me up. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just not like that. I never been like that. So I can't tell you. I remember laughing at people for saying pickup lines because it was just weird to me. I never seen myself as the type of person that somebody would want to pick up. So when they would try to pick it up, it's like I'm dropping the ball. Like you picking up, I'm dropping. You know what I mean? So it's like make your compliment, that's fine, but don't try to holler at me, please. I don't like that. You know what I mean? But what I can say is that a man that's coming in as if he's confident and has things going on for himself, and you could tell because of the vibe, and is not so needy, because a lot of men come off as needy. But if he comes off as confident, buy a woman a drink and just walk away. Just walk away. Buy a woman a drink, walk away, and be like, enjoy. Hopefully she'll come back to you. If she's single, she might come and tell you thank you. And when she tells you thank you, that's your chance to kind of dive in and say something. So your pickup line was really buying the drink, or, hey, I'll pick up that tab. You know what I mean? I got that tab. You know what I mean? Something like that. And the reason why I'm saying that, because when you're in a club environment, any place you go, you always want to ask yourself, what is the need? So if I'm coming into a business meeting, I'm not going to tell you everything I got going on. I'm going to tell you about the things that I know you need. So if I'm at a club, most people need what? A drink, right? So if I know you in the club and I see you drinking, she need another drink. So guess what? I'm supplying you. I'm taking care of you in a sense in that moment. So the woman gonna feel like, dang, he took care of me in that moment. It's just a small situation. It's a small situation that could say something really big. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, always find out what the need is and supply the need. It's like a supply and demand. And here I am again in my mental mind frame business. You see what I'm saying?
Straight business.
Straight business. What's the need? I got to supply whatever the need is. Yeah.
What is the best advice you would give somebody trying to be another Cat St. John? You can chime this in with the last words as well.
So the best advice of somebody who's trying to get on my level, I'm going to say get on my level, because you're not going to be able to be me. And I'm not going to be able to be you. But if you want to get on my level, you have to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, who is really here for me? And if they're not there for you, you got to cut them off. That's step one. Step two, what is really here for me? What is serving me? If something is not serving you, you have to cut it off. If you like things and you feel like it's a little too much, that means you're giving it too much of your time. You have to fast from it. More things going into being on my level is being consistent and standing up for yourself in a respectful manner. And on top of that, being kind. So when you're kind to somebody, the blessings from that is crazy. Lastly, say thank you and manifest. Say thank you and manifest. Say thank you, over and over again. Thank you to your God. My God is Lord Jesus Christ. I say your God because I don't want to offend anybody. So you say thank you consistently. And then you start going into what you're thankful for. Because the highest praise you can give to God is thanks. Give him thanks. And then when people give you stuff, listen, if I give you money and you come and you just give it back to me, you don't say thank you, I'd be listen, so imagine how God feel. Imagine how people around you feel if you can't say just thank you. So thank you is one of the highest praises, the highest gift that you can give to somebody. So gratitude. And then, of course, like I said, consistency. And try everything until you see what works. You're not going to know what works for you until you hit it. And then you're like, okay, this is my niche. People say, find your niche, find your niche. They don't tell you how. The way you do it is you get in the field and you just try everything. Just like how when I bought the clothing line, I'm trying to sell everything, nothing's selling. So then I'm buying other stuff, nothing's selling, and then boom, that one thing hit and it finally sold. That's what I mean by trying. Try, and stay within your budget realm. If you know you can't go out and you have to borrow money to go out, don't borrow no money from nobody to party. The parties are still going to be there later when you're successful. The parties are going to be even better when you're successful, because you know what? You're going to be the one running them. You're going to be the one at the door telling them, I'm skipping the line, I'm paying for me and all my friends to go. And then you're also going to be the one that's telling your friend next to you that, hey, you're going to pay next time because you done helped them get on too. So always that. And then I already said last thing, but let me tell you this: help. Help somebody else. Give back. Help. When they say tithe and offering, this and that, give, whatever your tithe and offering is, whatever your tithe is, let me say this, whatever your tithe is, whether it's helping somebody, giving somebody good advice, telling somebody how to get turned on to something, telling somebody, hey, I'm gonna help you, and actually following through with it, giving back. Whatever your form of tithe is, that is gonna come back to you 10 times fold. The more I give, the more God blesses me with. So you give. It's going to come back. I promise you. I promise you. So, and then just be yourself. If anybody wants to get on my level, those things are the master things. And if you notice, none of it included money.
That's it.
Yeah.
That was dope. That was dope. Wow.